Hey guys, Isaac Newton here, and today is a very special day because it is June 2nd, the launch, the full release of Valorant, a much anticipated game, a game that I had a lot of fun playing in the closed beta. There's something I wanted to talk about today. This is something that I think a lot of people could benefit from, whether you're new to FPS in general, whether you're just new to Valorant. Um, Maybe you've played a lot of first-person shooters before, but this is going to be the first one you've played on PC, or maybe you have experience. I think this is a video or a concept that can help everybody. Now, I'm not here to say that this is something that I do perfectly or that I am great with all the time, but it's something that I think everyone needs to keep in mind, and I think will help a lot of new players or intermediate players get a lot of easier kills, get a lot more kills, or just overall find themselves in better positions or better equipped to handle a fight because of this. And that's crosshair placement. It's something that a lot of people maybe are aware of without thinking about, without maybe ever putting an actual name to it. But it's something that every good player is going to be on top of already. So if you're new to Valorant, especially, or if you're new to first person in general, this is something that you're going to want to keep in mind whenever you're running around a map. If you solo queue, or if you're new to the game, if you're playing at a low rank, something you're going to notice all the time is that you'll have teammates, or you'll see people on the other team even, they're going to run around looking at the floor. If I was attacking and I was coming up to peek down long here, people are going to run around with their crosshair on the floor. They're going to come to peek this corner with their gun out like this, when in reality the enemy is going to be way up here. So crosshair placement, basically, it takes a little map knowledge as well, so the more you learn the maps, the more easy it'll be to have good crosshair placement. But it's basically the concept of always trying to keep your crosshair at head height, or always try to keep your crosshair where enemies are going to be. So if I was attacking, and I wanted to come peek into the B bomb site here, a new player might just walk out. They'll probably have their crosshair like down here, and they'll just walk out and expose themselves to every possible angle through this doorway and just try to react to whatever's there. You might even see them walk out like this. I'm personally not a fan of ADSing. I think it's more of a crutch than anything. It can be useful, but that's a topic for another day. But basically, they're just going to walk out and fight whatever's there. If there's an enemy here, there could be an enemy here, there could be an enemy under heaven, there could be people close in the corners. When you're first taking this, there's a little headshot angle people could be on back here on the box. There's a lot that you could be exposing yourself to. But instead of checking those angles one by one with little jiggles and checking everything, you'll see a lower level player just kind of run out. Crosshair, wherever it may be, could be high, could be low. Maybe it'll be in the right spot by luck, but it's not going to be in the right spot very often. So if you just run out and take this fight wherever you're looking, your chances of getting a kill are a lot lower than if you were to check this angle, check this angle, check this angle, and check this angle, for example. And I'll show you some clips that kind of demonstrate this a little better from my own gameplay in the beta, but it's just like the very basics of crosshair placement. Even if you were able to isolate all these one by one, it's just trying to make sure you keep your crosshair at the head height of wherever an enemy is going to be. So the same thing can be said if you are defending. If I were defending the B bomb site here, let's say I have a teammate in hookah here already, so I don't need to worry about hookah. But if I were defending from the long side here, I could be on this box over here. I could be boosted up. I could just be playing from wherever. I could be playing from over here, over there, under heaven or under hookah, like I was demonstrating peeking the angles from earlier. But what you're gonna always want to make sure you're doing is keeping your crosshair at the head height. If I'm just looking this way, right, like I'm still watching this angle, but I'm looking at someone's feet. If someone comes to peek this angle, like I was just demonstrating, and I'm looking down here, but they peek it and they've already got their crosshair on the head angle, right? I am going to die, most likely, unless that player isn't that good and they just whiff their shot to begin with. There's no way that I'm ever going to win that fight sitting here looking at the ground if they come around the corner already pre-aiming at my head level. There's just no way it's going to happen. Any good player is going to destroy me on that angle. Same thing if I'm holding close corner over here, if I'm just holding, looking at the knee or the waist height right now, and an enemy runs around that corner, they're clearing all this out, and they've got their crosshair at head height already. I'm gonna die every time. So I'm sitting here shooting at legs and shooting at the waist and getting body shots, whereas they're gonna get a headshot. Even if I have a rifle and they have an SMG, they'll still be able to kill me just from getting the headshots. So it's something that, if you can keep in mind, right, and you can practice, it's going to reward you a lot more kills very easily. You're not going to have to learn crazy movement, you're not going to have to run around putting yourself in wild positions or making incredible plays. Just focusing on your crosshair placement is something that will net you free, easy kills. It'll win you a lot more battles, it'll win you a lot more clutches, just from being able to be mindful of where you're putting your crosshair. So, now let's look at a clip from my own gameplay. I'm starting in the same spot here as I am in the clip, and you'll notice right away at the very beginning, the clip starts a little late, it's kind of long, it's taken from my stream. It'll be in the description if you want to follow me. I stream pretty much every night, play a lot of different games. I'm sure I'll be playing a lot of Valorant in the near future here. But basically, I have information that somebody is mid. Some of my teammates had died mid. I know somebody is there. So I come around the corner knowing that somebody's over here. And since I'm a little familiar with the map, when I come around that corner, my crosshair is already at head height, or about head height for this angle. Someone could be here, someone could be pushed down a little further in the doorway, they could be left side, they could be on a higher or lower angle, but my crosshair is generally in the right spot, and you'll see it nets me a very easy kill right off the bat. Okay, so let's roll the clip. Here's me for my stream. I know I need to shave, it's quarantine, you know, whatever, I don't care, my hair's getting long. But anyway, so you'll see I come around the corner here, crosshair already in the perfect spot. You'll see there, I don't need to adjust my aim at all. There's just the smallest micro adjustment right there on the first shot, but my crosshair was already in the right spot, and it grants me a free kill, basically. That's the easy. All I have to do is click, click. I don't have to flick. I'm not making some crazy adjustment. It's just a free kill because my crosshair is already in the right place. Ooh. If I'd come around the corner, my crosshair like this, right, looking in the general direction, but not really where anybody could actually be, it's going to be a lot harder to hit the shot that I do. I'd have to come around the corner and flick way up to somebody's head, instead of just my crosshair already being there on that angle to shoot at. So we get that kill. Now you can see in the second kill that this guy swung out wide on me, so I still ended up having to flick to be able to shoot him, but you can see that my idea was going to be, because I don't know why the hell this guy did this. They just killed my last teammate that was alive. So at this point, it's 4v1. The spike is down mid. You can see there. There's no reason for this guy to be peeking me. So I figured he would just be holding the corner or something. He swung way out. So I did have to adjust to the left to be able to get this kill. However, you can see my crosshair in and of itself is still in a really good spot for if I was going to be checking the angle that I had planned on. So I still had to flick way over, but I got the kill. And now it's 3v1. Now, a lot of this is lucky. Just having good crosshair placement isn't always going to win you a 1v5 or a 1v4 in this case, I guess. You know, these players still had to make a lot of bad decisions in order for me to even have a chance at this. But you can see, I heard someone running around here before, so I come to this angle and I kind of check it, holding my crosshair at head height the whole time, waiting to see if another person's going to push me. So now, earlier, like I said, we did hear someone come down here. So at this point, I'm assuming somebody's in this corridor somewhere. So you'll see here, I check this close angle, nobody there. It'd be pretty dumb of someone to be standing wide out in the open. So as soon as I see nobody's there, in my mind, I'm assuming someone's around this corner already. So boom, free headshot again, just from being able to visualize that somebody's there and keeping my crosshair in the general spot where that's going to be. You can see that first guy killed is Malding in the chat. But yeah, so I get another free headshot there. Again, spike was down. There's no reason for at that point, like, these guys should just be falling back because there's like no way I can win the round. But they're all here and they're taking fights. So I came around the corner, assuming someone might be close corner. That was going to be the next place I checked. Obviously, Raze is sitting here holding this corner angle. So that one had nothing to do with crosshair placement. That wasn't an angle I had kept in mind. And in this type of situation, it's impossible to check every angle thoroughly. So that was, that had nothing to do with crosshair placement. That was just a flick. That you can see the idea in my mind if I roll the clip back. As soon as I check that very briefly, no one's there. My idea is that someone's going to be close corner because that's where the spike is down. So yeah, this was nothing to do with crosshair placement. It's just a flick. This guy whiffed. I hit my shots. It's just how it goes sometimes. Now that no one peeked off of that right away, so and there's only 10 seconds left, right? So I have to look for the fight. There's no way I can grab the spike and plant. So at this point, it's again just another educated guess basically as to where the last guy is. I'm assuming somebody's down long or hiding in this mid corridor somewhere holding kind of a crossfire if I were to come out on both of these guys out this little doorway. So this again, my crosshair came across the long corner down here, and I just kept going, and boom, he's right there. And because my crosshair was already in a good spot, not looking at the ground, I'm able to adjust very easily onto that guy's head and get the last kill for the ace. Let it play in. Yeah, so that's like one example. Not all of those kills had anything to do with like insane crosshair placement or anything like that, but I think it demonstrates the concept. So this clip here is also from my stream. It's from the same game, actually, and this is a little better job of kind of show like an example of actually clearing these corners and angles like I was talking about earlier in the video, showing myself kind of, clear here first and clear the next. So I jiggle this angle, you can see, and I saw someone was there and immediately stepped back because I heard an operator, I guess, shooting earlier. So he could have that, someone else might have it, I don't know who has it. I see that guy, I immediately back off. That's not just a standing fight that I want to take. Him and I just peeking into each other. He has the operator. In theory, he wins that fight every time. But I'm mindful of the angle, and I have an idea that I'm just going to pre-fire it instead. So as soon as I come back into the story, as soon as I swing back out, I'm going to keep my crosshair exactly where it was. I'm going to peek only that angle, and I'm going to shoot as soon as I swing out, whether he's there or not. And that's me a free kill. Knowing someone is on that angle and being able to pre-fire it by keeping my crosshair in the right spot makes it so much harder for him to kill me than if I'm peeking out and seeing if he's still there and then shooting reactively. Instead of playing reactively in this situation, I'm just going to keep my crosshair in the right spot and pre-fire. And if he's still there, I'm probably going to kill him. And if he's not, then there's no harm really. He already saw me peek. They already know I'm there. I'm not giving up any information. So it's basically like a why not, like a why wouldn't you type of play. It's a free kill. So right there, I was right again, just very briefly, back to checking this angle to see if anyone would peek me. Maybe they'd been hiding, something like that. I see the grenade coming from under hookah, so now I'm immediately focused on that angle. I'm gonna run away from it. My teammate took a little damage. But we're just gonna go right back into rechecking that angle because now somebody else could have gotten there in that time. Now that I don't really see anybody there, I'm going to go on to clearing the next angle, which would be from under hookah, where the grenade came from. And keeping my crosshair at the head height again is going to net me. I just went to move away. It's not perfect, like I said. Nobody's perfect. My crosshair isn't perfectly on her head, but it's close enough that I can land a body shot off the bat, and then headshot her there, and then the rest of the clip isn't really anything super special. Just having a little fun with Jet. Finishing the game off in style, as you see here. Finishing with style. But yeah, I think this clip does a really good job illustrating what I was talking about in the beginning with checking this angle and pre-firing it. Doing the same thing here, re-clearing the angles. And then just having that crosshair in the right spot again for the second kill on the race. Here's another clip, 1v2. I have information that somebody is coming from long. I can also hear them running up to me, and I know that the second player, the Sova, is coming from garage. So I can hear Sage running up to me, and when I peek around the box, You'll notice my crosshair's at head height the whole time I hear her running up, so I know she has to be standing. There's no possibility of crouching. So I'm holding that angle the whole time. And boom, free headshot, I get the kill. If I was aiming at her body, she probably kills me there. If she's able to get a second shot off. So being able to keep my crosshair at head height nets me that kill and gives me the ability to clutch out the round. Or gives me the chance to clutch out the round, rather. So I kill her, immediately check CT because the guy garage obviously could come from window. Nothing's there. And as I was checking it, you'll see I went to swing back and look over at garage. This guy is already through garage and peeking out on me. So in this instance, if I'm not Jet, I probably lose this, but I am Jet. So I'm able to dash to the side, and I immediately, as soon as I come out of that dash, right, you can see, as soon as I come out of this dash, I'm already readjusted, and I've got my crosshair right back on head height. So this guy peeks right back out and gets headshot. So this is a really good example of the crosshair placement, especially coming out of the dash. It's something that can be really hard. If you're new to first-person shooters, or if you're just new to Valorant in general, it's a lot to keep in mind, and it's something that you might not be so cognizant of if you're coming out of like you just got a kill, you're one shot, another guy that just peeked you, but being able to adjust and keep my crosshair right at head height again, and this guy peeks back around the box, gives me the free kill. As simple as that. If I was aiming down at his body, he definitely kills me there. All he needs is one bullet. Could hit me in the toes, could hit me anywhere, right? But the fact that I was able to keep my composure and keep my crosshair at head height wins me that round. Okay, so the last clip that I want to talk about actually comes from a different map. It comes from Split. I hate this map, by the way, but that's a conversation for a different day again. And basically what happens in this clip, it's the last 3 kills of an ace wins us the round, wins us the game, actually. And it's with Jet's ult. So Jet, obviously, with her ult, body shots are still pretty effective. You can 1, 2, 3 brand someone's body and they'll be dead even at full HP, none the same. But of course it looks cleaner. You hit someone in the head with a little one tap. But you'll notice, you'll notice here, Sage just got the res. I know that that player died at mid. So I know somebody could be mid. Isaac win the game. Call coming in from Discord. I had to oblige. So this person runs through and crosshair right at perfect height. Right at the head height. Bang. Headshot. Easy. Now, I shoot at Sage mid there. So this first kill, just a good example of crosshair placement. Nothing special. Bang. She's dead. But now I see Sage mid. Right? And I get ulted, so I have to back up. Because my teammate's ult, I didn't know that. I don't know why the fuck my teammate is ulting me here, since I'm in there, but whatever.
That's their Jet ult. Ooh!
Okay, so when I took that first fight with Jet at mid, she had peeked me from the bottom ramp, right? And I saw her continue over as that ult went off. Now, I assumed that she just went and hid behind this box. So, she'd be coming back, peeking me like so. So that's why in the clip, you'll see me peeking from this back ramp, and you'll see me holding my crosshair down here. You might be thinking, like, what's this guy talking about? Here he is holding his crosshair at a low angle. When in reality, Jet swings out on me, and my crosshair is at her waist, at her knee, leg level. What the hell is this guy talking about? However, if you look at the actual game itself, if Jet were still bottom ramp down here, and she came to peek me like this, standing, crouching, doesn't really matter. If she came to peek me there, all I'm really gonna see is her upper body and her head, right? That's a pretty slim angle to hold on to. Whereas if she crossed up here, which I was unaware of, and she comes and peeks me with her full body, right? So if I'm holding this angle and she peeks me from close, like she did, it's a lot easier to see her whole body and flick up. I can hit it right. Like I said, I can hit her in the body. I can go for a headshot. I can do whatever I want to do. But it's a lot easier to hold this this low angle where I'm not going to see much of her and she's going to be further away, and adjust up if I need to, then it's going to be to assume that she got up, because I don't know where she is, so I'd have to assume like, oh, she probably ran all the way up, and hold a headshot angle here, then for her to still be bottom ramp and have to flick down and only have just a little bit of her head or upper body to aim at. It's a lot easier of an adjustment to hold that angle and have a whole body than to assume that angle and have her still be down there and flick down to a much smaller of a target to aim at, if that makes sense.
That's their jet ult. Ooh!
Dude, you're nuts.
Oh, you're nuts! You're nuts!
But yeah, guys, that's all I have for today. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you stuck around this long, I hope that maybe I could help you learn something, whether you're new to the game or new to the genre, new to being on a computer in general, new to aiming with a mouse. I hope that I could give a decent kind of visualization of what at least like an amateur level of crosshair placement looks like, right? I don't claim to be super good at this game or anything. But I hope I can give you at least an idea of what crosshair placement looks like if you're new to it, and hopefully maybe you learned something or it gave you something to focus on and think about for the future. You know, the game just came out, so I'm sure a lot of things are going to be happening, a lot of fun's going to be had. But hopefully, if you were struggling a little bit, this could help you. If you liked this video, consider leaving a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a comment. Tell me why. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear a little constructive criticism. I'm fine with that. I got thick skin. I can take it. There's a link down below to my Twitch channel, like I mentioned earlier. I stream pretty much every night. If you guys want to come by there, hang out, it's a good time. I play Valorant, you know, shooter games. I play Rocket League a lot, you know, a lot of different stuff. But yeah, that's all I have for today. So, till next time.